I didn't expect it. It did 130 million views.
Round of applause, man. All the air horns, all the round of applause, man.
It changed everything.
Christ,
it single-handedly got me AGT without me having to do anything else.
Yeah. Okay. Well, all right. Well, I'm glad you led us there. We can get to AGT. Were you how sober were you before the AGT thing? Where were you on a scale from?
AGT was wild. I was sober up until that point. I took 3 years off. I didn't drink for 3 years.
After that night, or just something?
After that night, I took like a month and some change off. Okay. But then that same roommate and I, we went to London, and I promised myself, I was like, if I don't drink from here until London, I'll have myself like a boot. Like, because I just think that's when in Rome kind of thing of like, you know, do somebody's custom. And I always thought it'd be cool to like have that kind of experience. So I didn't drink a lot in London, but I definitely had like a boot, you know, maybe like a beer or two, whatever. Yeah. And then we went on a cruise, and I had another couple drinks. They were spread out, whatever. But then I locked in and took 3 years off after that. But then, yeah. You want to go straight into AGT?
Yeah, let's do it, bro. So you're on a roll, I would say. This is interesting.
Yeah, during quarantine, during like the pandemic and stuff. So I had already talked to a America's Got Talent producer years before in Orlando. They had seen me do the other bar. Okay. And they came up to me. They were very nice. But at that point, I was like, I don't want to be boxed in as a clean comic. I'm not ready to do it. Like, because I didn't have an hour at that point. I was a couple years in. Like, you know, I just didn't have a touring thing that I was like comfortable with, whatever, to do AGT and then do clean on the road. Yeah. And so I turned it down back then. And then so during quarantine and stuff, the dry bar went nuts. So then they reached out again, and they were like, hey, do you want to do this? But they just did a season of AGT where they didn't have a live audience. They were doing Zooms. And I go, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing a Zoom AGT. That's crazy. Yeah. And so I told them I would do it if they had a live audience. And they were like, yeah. No, for sure. We're going to have a live audience. We got you. Bro, I get there. It's still during like COVID protocols and stuff. We had to isolate ourselves for like 2-3 days. And then in the morning we had to take the swabs and then go back to the room, and they would deliver our food to the door and all these different things. And then day of taping, they go, guys, we got you 50 audience members. We got you 50, and they're going to be spread out, and they're all going to be wearing masks. This is a 5,000 seat theater. This is a gigantic venue. It's crazy. Massive.
50 people in a 5,000 seater is crazy.
It's one person per like 10 rows. And
that's honestly just absurd at that point.
It was brutal. Like, and then to make it even worse,
was this early quarantine, like early COVID?
No. It was towards the back end.
Okay, got it.
It at this point should have just been kibosh. Yeah. But like, you know, it was what it was. And so the judges sat far enough away to where like you didn't feel close to them. And then because the thing is so massive with only 50 people being spread out, they also had these weird dummy like mannequins, but like they were all like creepy. Like they were like weird shit like off to the side. I was like, bro, I'd rather not even just have nothing. Yeah,
dude, like, I literally just posted a clip. I did a show at Aviator Nation, Can't Even Comedy, had a show there, and they have mannequins. It's a clothing store. Weird, so there were 20 mannequins in the fucking audience, bro. I'm on stage. And I'm like, why you ain't laughing, bitch? It's a fucking mannequin. They got a tan on a mannequin. And I thought it was a real person. That bitch was styling too, bro. I asked a girl for her number and shit. She ain't talking back.
Hey, you about to get finessed by AI, bro. You're gonna get got. You're gonna fuck a robot for sure. You're gonna fuck a robot.
All right, but yeah. So you're performing at AGT. There's mannequins in the crowd.
Man, that whole experience is nuts. I learned a lot. One, you learn what a multi-million-dollar business looks like, and what a show looks like as far as like the production is nuts.
On that big of a scale.
Hundreds of people have jobs that are so minimal. Like it's one dude's job just to move boxes, bro. That's his job. That's his job description. Box mover. There's one dude's job who just move lights, bro. He just do this shit. And so like you just see all of that. But then there's other things that like you understand the job of them needing to sell views, you know? Yeah. So like my backstory had a lot to do with my mom and how my mom is, you know, raised me and is such an incredibly powerful, strong individual. And I wasn't able to bring her, but they wanted me to call her, right? Like a bunch, and like to like get that backstory and get all these things. So I called my mom a bunch of times. Like the day before, we recorded like 9 hours worth of interviews.
Yeah, with your mom?
You were just all over, just like interviewing me, interviewing my mom. They were just asking deep personal questions about like my childhood and like
they're treating this shit like the NFL draft.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah.
And they do this for a lot of people. And when you see the episode cut, you go, man, they only showed 30 seconds of this, and I shot for 9 hours of just like different like interviews and different like walkouts and different things. And because you see what that is. But then this is where they get you. You film all of that. They have all of this recorded. But right before I go out on stage, they go, call her again. Because my mom is, there's two things that would get me to just break down. Dude, I can talk about murder all day, bro. It's hot a body. I don't give a damn. Fuck people.
Yeah.
But my mom and my brother, like anything like childhood bonding like that I'll break down. I'll cry like immediately. Like my mom is my weak spot and so is my brother. And so they're like, call your mom. And I'm like, you're going to make me cry before I'm about to go on stage? Like this isn't singing. Yeah. This isn't like, I can't go out here and do a heartfelt Adele song and be weeping and everybody's like, oh, it's so powerful. I can't be crying and be like, I went to the mall today and like, I was like, this is bullshit. So I called her and my mom's like, I'm so proud of you. You're going to kill it. You know, I love you, this and that. And like I'm literally crying and they're like, all right, give it up for your next performer. And I'm literally walking out there like, like trying not to break down. And then the first thing they ask, one of the first things, she goes, did you bring anyone with you? And they had told me I couldn't bring anybody and other people got to bring people. And so I was pissed. Yeah. And so I was like, nope. Y'all said I couldn't. I wanted to bring my mom. And she goes, oh, well, we're your family. And I was like, you fucking, like, I was so mad, bro.
You better be after this. You better vote for me, man.
Bro, I was so mad because I was like, you all did me dirty. Yeah. Because like having my mom here would have meant a lot. Yeah. And then another thing, bro, like the monitors were so low, I couldn't really hear their like questions. So I was up there and they would say something and you can't go, what'd you say? Like that doesn't play on TV. Yeah. So you just kind of got to like, what did they say? What did they say? What did they say? Oh, you said this. All right, cool. And then there's a moment where I was like, I'm from Florida. And she goes, you don't sound like you're from Florida. And I was like, what do you want me to do with that? Yeah. What am I supposed to be like? Yeah. Hey, howdy, y'all. I'm sorry I don't sound like ding, 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 ding. Like,
what Texas.
Do you know what I mean? But like,
I get it. Yeah.
No, there's banjo playing parts of Florida. What? Really? Yeah.
Okay, good.
You never been to Arcadia or Haines City?
Nah. The closest I've been, I used to go to Stark, Florida a lot. I was a camp counselor, so I'd be around like.
You look like a camp counselor.
Yeah, don't disrespect me. I love the kids, man. You can't hate on a nigga for loving the kids. You know, teach the kids.
You teach somebody how to basket weave.
You know what's crazy?
You teach people how to play Mancala for sure.
I taught rifles. Nigga, I have never shot a gun in my life, Cam. They had me teaching rifles. I had never shot a gun before.
You can't teach people how to shoot rifles, but you also do this. All right, get ready.
Oh my god. But yeah, so you're on stage. What's in your head, man? Like before you start, like they're asking. Are they asking you? Like I know they weren't asking you stuff about your set. They were kind of just trying to feel you out, I guess.
Yeah, just kind of the basic questions of like, you know, who are you? Where are you from? What are you going to do for us? And I was like, stand up, you know, whatever. And so because it's empty in there, I'm trying to gauge how to do these bits, right? Because I know how the bit plays. The other thing is too, is like, I'm a nerd about comedy, but I'm not good at timing out sets. I just kind of go and pull up when I have to. Yeah. So I'm not like, this is my perfect 90 seconds, blah, 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 blah. So like, I just kind of knew I have to hit these punchlines no matter what. And the first punchline I hit doesn't get the reaction that I'm hoping for. And I was like, uh-oh. Yeah. Because it's empty in there. There's 50 people. Yeah. And so I'm like, fuck. I was like, I'm about to bomb. And then I hit the second punchline and it starts cooking. Like all the judges like really like are pounding the table kind of thing. And I go, okay, lock in.
Yeah, that must have had to feel good. When that moment in your head where you're like, I'm about to bomb on national TV.
Yo, what? Because I'm a crazy person, bro. And like one of the first things they tell you is like when you're auditioning, so you don't stop until you get 3 X's. So, and the X is jarring. It makes you real uncomfortable because like, it's loud, bro.
That's like wait, you mean like you got to just be up there, doing your thing.
Yeah, if you get one buzz, you keep going. You don't acknowledge it, just keep going, right?
I've seen people get that one buzz, they start breaking down, they start folding. Yeah, you know,
because it's tough. Like you can still advance if you get 2 yeses and a no. Yeah, but actually, I think it's 3 yeses and 1 no. I think you have to get at least 3 yeses, but. one X, you're fine. But like when I tell you, because I was in the back while other people were like auditioning. Like I got to see some people's auditions. I was on the same. I went after the guy who won.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
the magician.
Yeah. Okay.
He's a cool dude. It was crazy because like it was this other Southern girl too, and she went up and murdered, just singing her ass off, and then the magician dude, and then me.
Yeah.
And but like before the girl, somebody got an X, and bro, it's loud.
Yeah.
It's real loud. It's and like imagine telling jokes. You've been heckled.
Yeah.
Imagine somebody heckling you with an absolute 100 decimal buzzer.
Dude, I've been I told a joke, and when I hit my punchline, I had a girl in the front row go womp womp. Out loud.
That's what the X should be for American Got Talent instead of womp womp.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I know the feeling.
So yeah, the fear of like that first punchline not really crushing and being like, oh, dude, if I hear this, I'm cussing them out.
Yeah.
Because at least if I cuss you out, you can't put it on TV.
That's genius.
Straight up.
That's genius.
That was my plan. I was like, I'm either gonna rush you and commit a crime,
You just gotta
or
start
like
saying the worst things imaginable.
yeah, because you can't air it.
Yeah.
And you're just gonna be mad at me.
Yeah.
But I wasn't gonna let you air me bombing.
Yeah.
That's not how I'm going out. And so yeah, I ended up getting the laughs and stuff. The coolest part was at the end of the interview, or at the end of my set, we do like an interview, and they showed some of it on TV. Like they showed probably 70% of it. But Simon Cowell is a dog.
Yeah.
That's a cool dude, man.
That's the bald dude?
No, that's Howie.
Oh.
Howie's a comic. Howie was the one that I really didn't fuck with.
Yeah.
It was fine, but like it bothered me that he was like, you're very polished, you're very good. He was like, I can tell you've been in quite some time. He was like, you're a funny dude. But he goes, your set was a little myopic, which is like I focused on one topic the whole time, and I go, it's 90 seconds.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do? Be like, my mom was this person, and my best friend sucks, and I went to the
Have like 6 callbacks?
what are we doing?
Yeah.
It's 90 seconds, dude. Yeah.
Simon's the British dude, the British nigga.
He's not British.
Why he
The
talking like
British
that
dude is
then?
Simon.
Oh.
Simon's
Okay.
Howie was a comedian from like the 70s who put a condom on his head.
But you
or
said
whatever.
you fucked with Simon.
Simon's the man.
Yeah.
He's the man, bro.
Okay.
Because like he was very appreciative of the craft. He goes like, how long you been doing it? And I told him. And he goes, how often do you get up? And I told him. And he goes, you had to do a lot of like bad gigs. And like he wasn't doing it for the show. It was genuinely a conversation. He was genuinely interested in stand up. And that was cool to me.
Yeah.
Is that he was like very respectful of the craft and very like understanding of like stand up taking another level of dedication, you know, and he was very cool about that. And I really respected that. And Heidi loved me, which Heidi never loves comedy. That's I went in my head and I was like, she's going to hate me. Howie's going to rock with me. Simon will rock with me. And Sophia will be a wild card. But I was like, it ended up being kind of, different. Howie was, mid. Heidi loved me. Sophia loved me because Heidi loved me. And then Simon fucked with me heavy. So it was a cool experience though, man.
And you would say like so after like you get off stage, what's in your mind? What's going on when you're walking off?
I cried. Like they had me call my mom again, and I was with Terry Crews, and that's one of the coolest dudes I ever met, man.
Yeah.
Very humble, very cool guy. We talked for like half an hour.
That's when he was hosting the show back then. Okay.
And
did you like get any like when did they say, oh yeah, you're on the next round or anything before you walk off? Like what?
They did me dirty. So you don't find out. So the year I did it was interesting because it's the only year where they didn't have a judge cuts round, which was another round of auditions before another cut, right? So they took so many less people from the people who got yeses. So say they gave 100 people yeses. That is not how many people actually advance, right? Because out of those 100 people who all advanced, most of those people don't even make air. So say 50 of the 100 make air. Of those 50, maybe 40 go to judge cuts rounds. And then from 40, it goes down to like 20. And then it becomes the semifinals and all those things. I made the next cut.
Yeah.
I got the call and it was like, it was basically going straight to the semis because there was no judge cuts rounds. So you skipped an entire round. So I think they took 30 from all the people who got yeses.
Okay.
I was one of the 30. I was supposed to fly to LA like the next week. And I get a call from the AGT lawyer, and she was amazing. I had met her previously while I was there to audition. She was so kind, and she called me and she was crying. She goes, I hate making this phone call. I'm so sorry. She was like, it wasn't up to us. It wasn't up to AGT. It was up to NBC. They vetoed you advancing. And she was like, I can't tell you why. She's like, that's not in my job. ability. She was like, I'll get in a lot of trouble, and we can't give you a reason.
Yeah.
But yeah. So all I have is like speculation and stuff of like why. Yeah, man, that sucked. Yeah, because like I advanced. 100%. I was hyped up. I was in a bathtub crying, calling my mom, being like, "I changed our lives. Like we about to." There was no doubt in my mind I was gonna win.
Yeah.
But I also didn't really want. Like I'm competitive, so I wanted to win because I am competitive. But also winning sucks because you're locked into a terrible contract.
That's interesting.
Oh, you get $1 million. Yeah. Over the course of up to 20 years.
It's a 360.
It's a 360, bro. It's dirty.
Yeah.
It's dirty.
Interesting.
Because you're now the face of their franchise, right? You ever seen Hunger Games?
Yeah. Katniss had a little fatty. I love Hunger Games.
That's funny. Yeah. You ain't wrong. But no, when you win the Hunger Games, you are contractually obligated to do the Champions Tour, to live in this little area, and to don't make us look bad, don't talk bad about the Capitol. Yeah. So
it's like when the label moved the rapper out the hood.
Bro, yeah, you are now a part of our business, and you're gonna conduct yourself in a certain way, and you're gonna do this and that. So like, imagine when an athlete fucks up, right? Now you're making our team look bad, you're making the league look bad, you're out of here.
Ja Morant.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, that's interesting. All right. So how do you pick yourself up after that? You said you were crying. You were in the bathtub.
Well, I was just excited. I was crying because I felt like we finally made it. Yeah. Where I was like, I'm about to win my mama $1 million. We about to go up. This and that, and then getting the call where it's like kind of taken away from you. That was tough because I didn't know how to pivot. I didn't know what to do. The good part was I had started posting my clips online. And the dry bar went nuclear, dude. Yeah. I gained 1 million followers on TikTok within a short period of time, and then once I hit 1 million, I stopped because I was like, "This app sucks." Dude, like I was just kind of like, I proved my point, and I did it off a really petty reason. You want to talk about petty, bro? Yeah.
I'm the petty king. We could go petty for petty. We'll talk to.
Only reason why I did this is because during lockdown, bro, I was like, TikTok's corny. TikTok is for children. TikTok is whack. I wasn't on it. I didn't scroll it. I didn't whatever. And then I saw a comic on there who I thought was a bum, and his shit was doing numbers. And I was like, this guy is cooking on here. He thinks he's ain't no way. So I took a regular clip from Laughing Skull, and then I took 2 dry bar clips, and I posted all 3 of them within maybe an hour or 2 of each other. 50K in a day. Damn. 50K followers in one day, and I was just like, whoa, that's crazy. And then I just kept posting them, and it was like 100,000, 150,000, 200,000, and within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then it took a while to hit 1 million, but like that's because I didn't post a lot. And I just kept posting just because I was like petty about it. Yeah, just being like,
round of applause, man. Round of applause, brother.